Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We're going to solve some puzzles. We'll try to reach 2300 rating, and as soon as we reach, we'll stop. Let's go. Okay, so in this position, we can give a check, but then king goes to the square, and I don't see any good move after that. I mean, I can capture, but that doesn't do much because after a check, king will just go to this square, and king's pretty much safe, right? I mean, we can capture this rook, but that doesn't really help us. So what else do we have? Okay, if I give a check here, king moves, I capture, that's a checkmate, right? And if I give a check and they capture, I play rook to a8, and that will be a checkmate. No, yeah, that is the answer. I think give a check, and that is a mate. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so in this position, what do? We have to calculate the king moves on, because in this position, the point is that pawns cannot do much, right? So if I, let's say, play king to the square, where does the king go? King will go to the square. I move here, king comes to the square, I move here. How do we proceed in this? We have to see. Or maybe we can play king to the square, king moves, then I play this move, king goes here, I move, and king can't come to this side, right? So they have to move on the opposite way. So king moves, king moves, king moves. If I push, takes, king, 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 push, king, 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 king. Yeah, looks like this might work. This might work, I think. But I think the starting move is this for sure. Nothing else works, I think. Yeah, that works. Okay, so they change the move. If I go to this square and king comes to the square, and I move here, king comes to here. King takes, king push, takes, push, and we're losing in this case because the pawn is just too fast. And I push, and then they push and push, and they make a queen, and they stop the pawn. So yeah, this does not work. So moving king to this side, I don't think that works. Oh, if I push, they'll have to capture because otherwise my pawn queens first. Let's say if I push and then they push, push, check, king. I stop the pawn, but they can't because if they go back, uh, my pawn is just too fast, right? I make a queen. So if I push here and they capture, I move my king. The only way for black to win now is to come and capture this pawn somehow. This one on a3. This one. So king here, capture, king here, king here, king here. Oops, oops, oops. Here, 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 here. Right, capture, king comes here, capture, and we win, right? So this move is the answer for sure. Yeah, that was the only way. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, what do I do in this case? If I capture here, threat is to push here and then start pushing, right? That is the threat. If I capture here and they push so that I can't push here, then in that case I have this move. Now what's happening is that they're going to lose the pawn anyway, because at one point we will have some waiting moves here. So if I capture here and they push the pawn, I can push here. If they push, I push, they push, I move my king here, and then this king doesn't have a move because pawn is guarding this square. King has to go back, and then we'll capture this one, and then eventually we'll capture this one. So yeah, capturing is the move. Okay, and now we have to be careful. Should we go here first, or should we do something else? Should we play something like pawn to the square? What do we do? If I go here, they push, I go here. These pawns can't move, right? So that's not possible. They have to move this pawn only, and then I push. King has to move, and then I can capture pretty easily, right? That looks like the answer. So probably king moves is the answer. Yeah, that is the answer, and I capture, obviously. Yeah, that is the answer. Let's move. Okay, we already reached 2300, but we'll solve a few more puzzles because it happened pretty quickly. Okay, so if I give a check here and king goes here, and I give a check here, attacking the king, obviously. So check, king moves, knight check, queen captures, then I give a check. Knight captures the queen, and that will be a checkmate because this rook is guarding the e file. So the reason why we sacrifice the knight here was because we have to open the e file. If we are able to open the e file, in that case, they will not be able to move the king out, right? So I think first we give a check, king moves, then we give this check, and then we give this check, and then we checkmate. That is the answer. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so what's happening here? So king looks a little weird. If I give a check here, king moves. No, that doesn't look like the correct answer. Okay. So how do you think about this? If I give a check here, king has to move, right? So king moves to the square. This one is a little okay. Wait. If I move my king here and they capture, then there's a checkmate. King can't go anywhere. So if I move my king here, they have to give a check. If they give a check, I can capture here because that checkmate threat is still here because these squares are all covered by pawns and pieces, right? So if I move my king here, they push the pawn, I capture this pawn, and rook check is coming. So king push takes, give a check mate. That's a mate, right? And if I, let's say, move my king here, they push the pawn and I capture, they can't they don't have time to capture this because that leads to a checkmate. We already saw that. So if king comes to this square and checks my king, then I play this move. But in that case, we don't get a checkmate, right? And also, we only gain like pawn or two, and I don't think that's enough for this puzzle to be worth it. So what do we do? We give a check to the king. If I give a check here, king goes here. That, I mean, in that case, the king is just escaping, right? So that does not look like a very good alternative to me, so to be honest. And if I go here and they push and I come back, that's interesting. Because if they push here, I capture, and they can't give this check because I come here and then again there's a checkmate threat, right? So probably if I move here, they push, I come back, threatening checkmate still. That's not a checkmate, no? That's not a checkmate because king, yeah, king will come to this way. So what do we do? This looks like a tough nut to crack. Check, king. What's happening? What else do we have? This looks like the only good alternative to me, to be honest. Nothing else looks better. If I play this, then there is a checkmate threat. They have to push. Then I capture, again a checkmate threat. So they give a check, and then I move here. They move here. And I move here. Move here. And then I move here. Let's see. Let's see if it goes waste, then it goes waste. We can't do much. Yeah, expected that. I expected that. Give it. That's also bad. Check. First takes. Oh my god, same idea. Come on. Shouldn't have missed that. Very bad. Okay, let's do one final puzzle for today. Okay, in this case, what's happening? We give a check. Doesn't work. Check, king. Check, king, check, king, check, king, check, make a queen. Somehow we want to queen the pawn, right? Somehow that is the objective. And if I, let's say, give a check here, check here, king moves, and then if I push, they capture, I capture, rook comes back, or I push. Next move with this check and we make a queen, right? So probably this is the answer. I'm not very sure. Now if I give a check and king moves, I can't push here, right? Because they'll just capture. They'll just capture here. I can't make a queen, they'll capture. So okay. What else? What else do we have? If I move my rook here and then threaten to play this move, forcing the king out and then pushing, that might work. But does that really work? That is the whole question. Hmm. I give a check, king comes here and I push. They have to capture because next move is a queen. They capture, I capture. They can't guard both the things. I mean, if the king comes to the square, I make a queen, right? And if rook comes to the square, I again make a queen. Where they have to capture, I capture. King takes care of this pawn, rook takes care of this pawn. This is the answer. Yeah, that is the answer. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.